I'm currently en route to the grocery store to find some watermelons to stab. It's really exciting when a company reaches out to me to do a knife review, a long form one, and they send me the knife and I really like it, and that is the case with the knife I'm talking about today. Yeah, we just got to the store. So the knife we're going to be talking about today is the Beckwith Covert by Fisher Knives. Let's go find some things to stab. I just got really lucky because there is one left, and this is today's victim. There you go, little guy. I just pulled up to my filming spot and everything is much greener than it was a couple days ago. It's just awesome when a company reaches out to you and they want to partner with you for a video, and then they send you the knife, and then you look at the knife and you just get super excited about it. It's designed by Chaz Fisher, and he used to work for SOG. He used to also work for Boker. So he's got extensive experience in the knife world. He also has a lot of experience in self-defense and tactical training. Now that is a view. Welcome guys, Melissa Miller, aka Melissa Backwoods, and today we are talking all about the Beckwith Covert. Every single little detail, every single little component for this is made to make it an ideal everyday self-defense carry. Not everyday carry, there is a difference. He's strictly carried as a knife that is there when you need it the most in a self-defense situation. Okay, first off, let's talk about the sheath. You can set this sheath up for appendix carry, you can set it up for back pocket carry, but this is meant to be dropped down inside the front pocket. Look at how totally slim and thin profile that is, so it's not going to get in the way, you're not going to feel it. It slides down here, and then we have a little tab that retains it on to the seam of your pocket. There is a slight cant to the blade. So like when I'm sitting down in a car, when I'm moving my hips, if I'm like grappling with somebody, it's not digging into my hips. So you can stick your hand down there, grab it and pull it right out, and you can feel that pommel in your pinky and be ready. A lot of times when I'm just walking, I'll just practice putting my hand down there, getting my draw. This really kind of shifted my view on how I want to carry a blade. They wanted it to be exposed a little bit so it's not considered concealed. That way, if you live in a place where concealed carry is not legal, you're covered. Plenty of room for another EDC blade. This is a larger one, the Kaiser Sheepdog fits in there, and when I push that aside, I still have plenty of pocket room. The situation I always think about in my head is if someone were to come up behind me and grab me, you know, from behind, I can get my hand in my pocket quick. And that pocket carry design also sets it up for that optimal saber grip. So the blade comes with a user manual, and this includes a copy of the Constitution, the official certificate badge, tells you who it's assembled by, comes with a sticker, a band-aid, also comes with this user manual. Now this covers things like the anatomy, specs, purpose, grips, different ways you can carry the blade, interesting facts, and even a section about blade care. Going to the anatomy of the blade, you'll notice this thumb grip, and it is loaded with really comfortable jimping. That's because it is designed really with the thought of holding the knife in a saber grip. This thumb ramp is actually protecting our hand from sliding upward on the blade. And that is also why we have this really generous finger guard. Same concept, it is so our finger is not going to slide up on the blade when we are penetrating with it. Can we hold it in reverse grip? Absolutely, it's very comfortable in reverse grip as well. There is jimping on the end of the spine right here too, so if we are wanting to have just a little bit more grip in reverse grip, or we can, you know, more comfortably put our hand up atop that pommel. Gets me to talking about the handle. This handle is super comfortable. There's a palm swell right here, and that's going to allow you to better grip around it. They were designing this blade to make sure that you could get your entire hand around it. You could be very comfortable holding it. And the overall length is 7 inches, but most importantly, our blade length is 3 inches. It's not super large, but it is enough to do damage if you need to use it in a self-defense situation. It is made of AEBL steel with G10 handle grips. Textured this G10 in a very specific way. They actually ran it through some different tests where they were applying different types of liquids, some that even simulated blood on the grip to see which combination of machining and texture surfacing would create the best grip. Ended up with this as the final product. When you get the handle wet, it doesn't feel any much less grippier than it did before. Considering the grip, probably my favorite, or not probably, my favorite thing about this knife design is this little guy, this little nub right here. So they're calling this the rear quillion. When I'm grabbing this out of my pocket, this is providing like a catching point for my pinky. And when I have this in my hand, I know when my pinky's rested there and my thumb is here, I know exactly where this blade is oriented in my hand. So when my hand is going in to grab that blade, I don't need to make any adjustments. My hand is sliding down my pocket. As I'm pointing it out, my rear pinky is grabbing that rear quillion, and my hand is exactly where I need it to be to use this blade. And just hands down, that makes me so confident in my draw. I've never had a blade where I felt so consistently confident with my draw and being able to get it out quick and get it in the position I need to get it in. It just lets you know exactly where your hand is. You pull that out, your pinky is rested on that pommel, your hand is on that thumb ramp, your index finger is pressed up nice firm against that finger guard. And in the user manual, it comes with all these instructions showing you exactly the most optimal way to draw your blade. If you prefer to carry this in a reverse grip, there's that guard acting as, it's acting as a guard. So your hand is not going to slide down onto that edge no matter what way you're holding this blade. Saber grip, hammer grip, reverse grip, edge out. Reverse grip, edge in. I don't like this grip at all. When I was talking to the designer, he said that they ran through every type of blade shape you can think of. They did a bunch of penetration testing on a hog carcass, and well, guess what won? The Tanto blade won by a substantial amount. It's known to be a very strong piercing point. It's actually a fun little test I like to do. Sometimes I'll just try to see how close I can get it to the wood. It's on, oh, there we go. That was like probably about 2 inches above. It's honestly impressive considering this weighs like, I don't know, 3.5 ounces. So now we're gonna go get that watermelon I bought earlier. Okay, I'm changing location to get a table, but right now is actually a good time to show you just how comfortably that fits in my pocket when I'm sitting down in the car seat. When we're talking about Tanto blade shapes in general, they're just optimal for piercing, stabbing. There's the lore that they were able to pierce through samurai armor, as the Tanto blade shape does have its origins in parts of Asia. Another nice thing about the Tanto blade shape is that it's like easy to sharpen. Sometimes you just gotta find a good watermelon to test a knife's piercing abilities, but I barely had to put any pressure for that knife to go in. Now, if I'm putting a little bit more pressure on that watermelon, then it's going in a lot deeper. If I'm getting to that position where my thumb is on the ramp and I'm actually pushing like just slighter, it's going all the way in 3 inches. That's enough to cause a substantial casualty causing damage. Okay, so what makes a Tanto such a strong blade shape? Well, it all has to do with the angles behind the blade. Those angles are going to reinforce the point of contact. Now, this more angled version right here is the more modernized, westernized version of the Tanto. What I would actually love to see them do is to taper this off a bit and add more of a swedge so it's thinner at the front of the blade, and I think that would make it even go in even more. But still, when testing this, I mean, I'm not really putting that much pressure to get that blade all the way in. And as I've been just kind of stabbing this and holding this into different grips, I've been really appreciating the security of that rear quillion on the handle, which just is really like letting me know that my hand is not going anywhere, and it feels really, really good. Sorry, guy, I'm sorry. Just really see all those points of contact and how they're just helping my hand stay secure onto that knife. My hand is not sliding up, so if I were like to hit a bone or something, my hand's not sliding up onto that blade. Okay, that was fun. I think I scared one family just a little bit, but now we get to talk about everyone's favorite part, and that is the price. This little guy is going to be coming in at $300. This is a fixed blade with all of the components aside from the German-made steel, made in the USA. Even the facets on this are made in the USA. Worded as the owner of the company worded it, he says, entirely made in the USA. Every single step of manufacturing this blade involves paying American wages. This protects the consumer and the environment. No dumping of blade finish waste into our rivers. If you look at other companies with a similar sized fixed blade, they run in at about this price. There was an intense amount of labor and design process that went behind this, lots of testing. Like I said, they even tested down to the way they textured the handle material. They took this and ran it through tons of different piercing courses. You know, they were piercing different carcasses, all that. They were lining up against other blades. They got the input of other self-defense, martial art experts. This was a whole process to go behind making this knife, and it wasn't just a one-off and done fun little model that they, you know, added to a lineup of hundreds of other models. It was really cool talking to the owner of this company. He was oozing with passion, and you could tell that he just wanted to make something that was perfectly suited for an everyday self-defense carry blade. That all being said, I will put the link in the description below. Huge shout out to Fisher Blades for coming up with such a cool, well thought out design. It's just really fun to review knives like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Link in the description below, and have a fabulous weekend whenever you have watched this. Thank you so much as always for the support on the channel. Bye bye now.